In this election, you will issue a voter's ballot based on their language preference. You will find these preferences listed in the roster. Match the abbreviation in the roster to the abbreviation on the ballot. If a voter does not have a language preference, you will inform them that the ballot is bilingual and issue an English-Chinese ballot unless they prefer a ballot with Spanish or Filipino. Standard voter. Language noted in roster. As the voter approaches the table, the roster clerk references their job card and welcomes the voter.
Hi, I'm here to vote.
Welcome. May I have your name and address?
Thomas Thompson, 10 Delancey Street.
Thank you.
Roster clerk looks for voter name in all pages of the roster. Clerk confirms voter name and address.
Thomas Thompson, 10 Delancey Street.
That's correct.
Roster clerk checks for language preference in the roster. The roster clerk sees an SP in the roster's language column, which indicates that the voter wants an English-Spanish ballot. The roster clerk fills in the bubble on the voter's line.
Would you like help in Spanish? I could get another poll worker for you.
No, thanks. I understand English.
The roster clerk turns the roster to the voter and asks the voter to sign on the signature line.
Could you please sign here?
The roster clerk informs the ballot clerk of the voter's ballot language preference.
English and Spanish ballot. Thank you very much.
The roster clerk finds the voter in the street index by using the cross-reference number from the roster. The roster clerk crosses off the number on the street index. The roster clerk hands the voter a blue ballot secrecy folder.
So here is the blue ballot secrecy folder, and Clint will assist you over here. May I offer you any other assistance?
No, thanks.
Hello, I will issue your ballot.
The ballot cards are in a set on a pad by language. The ballot clerk removes the ballot cards and the voter receipts from the English-Spanish ballot pad and hands them to the voter.
So here are your cards. Please check both sides of the cards for contests. The ballot contains multiple cards as well as ranked choice voting. There is more information on the ballot information sign about the ballot. Ranked choice instructions are on the ballot as well as in the voting booths. Here are your receipts. And here's a pen. Please return the pen after voting. May I offer you any assistance?
No, thanks. I'm all set.
All right, you're welcome.
Standard voter. No language preference noted in roster. As the voter approaches the table, the roster clerk references their job card and welcomes the voter.
Welcome. May I have your name and address?
Percy Phillips, 150 Delancey Street.
Thank you.
Roster clerk looks for the name in all pages of the roster. The clerk confirms the voter name and address.
Percy Phillips, 150 Delancey Street.
The roster clerk looks under the language preference column. The roster clerk sees that there is no language preference noted for this voter. The roster clerk points to the ballot information sign.
Okay, so you will receive an English-Chinese ballot unless you prefer a Spanish or a Filipino ballot.
Filipino na lang.
Okay.
The roster clerk offers voter the language preference form so that the voter's preferred language can be updated for future elections.
Kung nais na ninyong pinaborahang wika ay nakanota sa mga darating na eleksyon, pakikumpletuhin na lang tong form na ito.
Okay.
Okay, salamat.
The roster clerk puts the completed language preference form at the back of the roster. Roster clerk fills in the bubble and asks the voter to sign on the signature line.
Okay, pakipirmahan na lang ito.
Okay.
Salamat.
The roster clerk finds the voter in the street index by using the cross-reference number from the roster. The roster clerk crosses off the number on the street index.
Ito ang inyong ballot secrecy folder o asul na pantakip. May maitutulong pa ba ako sa inyo?
Wala.
Okay. Ito si Clint, siyang mag-i-issue sa inyo ng inyong balota.
Sige.
Hi, I will issue your ballot.
The ballot cards are in a set on a pad by language. The ballot clerk removes the ballot cards and the voter receipts from the Filipino language ballot pad and hands them to the voter.
Here are your ballot cards.
Ito ang inyong mga ballot cards.
Okay.
Please check both sides of the cards for contests.
Paki-check na lang ang magkabilang side ng balota para sa mga paligsahan.
The ballot contains multiple cards as well as ranked choice contests.
Ang balot ay nagko-contain ng iba't ibang mga paligsahan.
The ballot information sign has more information about the ballot.
So itong impormasyon tungkol sa balota, marami kang makikitang impormasyon dito tungkol kung paano bumoto.
Ranked choice instructions are on the ballot as well as in the voting booths.
Yung mga instruction tungkol sa ranked choice voting ay makikita mo rin sa inyong balota, pati na rin sa mga voting booths.
Here are your receipts as well as a pen. Please return the pen after voting.
Itong resibo at ang iyong ballpen, pakibalik na lang ang ballpen pagkatapos bumoto.
May I offer you any assistance?
May maitutulong pa ba kami sa inyo?
Wala na.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Salamat.
To review, the roster of voters lists all the voters registered to that precinct. Standard voters are listed in the roster with no notes under their address. These voters will sign the roster and will receive a blue secrecy folder. They may ask for a different language ballot or request an audio or touchscreen ballot.